Emily, Youcef, and the whole scamming ring bit off more than they can chew, so now they're off backstabbing each other more than the housewives of Beverly Hills. Welcome to Recap Heaven. Our movie tonight is called Emily the Criminal. P.S. Spoilers incoming. Emily lives in Los Angeles, California. She's struggling to make ends meet and can't land a single decent job despite her qualifications. This is all due to her shady past and hefty student loans. However, when a friend approaches her with a lucrative career opportunity, she believes all her problems are solved. Poor Emily has no idea that everything is about to get much worse. The movie begins with Emily attending a job interview and lying about her permanent record. She brushes off the annoying recruiter's concerns by saying it was just a misdemeanor DUI. Unfortunately, the recruiter has all her criminal records and brings up her assault charges. She's visibly frustrated now and goes on the offensive, claiming this was a dirty trick and he should have been upfront with her. She curses him and snatches her file before leaving. "I know HR recruiters can be such donkeys, but I don't think you're helping your case, Em." She continues her shift at a catering company where she works as an independent contractor, delivering food to employees in fancy offices. She bitterly distributes the food with a scowl on her face. Back on the streets, she runs into her coworker, Javier, who begs her to cover his night shift so he can attend his son's baseball game. Emily begrudgingly agrees. Javier rewards her with the Dummy Shopper phone number, a service that promises to make her $200 in 1 hour. See folks, she's not a total douche. Emily is so deep in debt that she has compounded interest. Back at home, she calls the bank asking about the $400 she's paid them. They tell her it was deducted from the claim. While on the night shift, she draws a security guard and texts the number Javier gave her. They give her an address. Later, Emily meets her childhood friend, Liz, at a bar, and she can't help but feel sad when Liz goes on and on about her great job. When Emily says she will have to stay with her stepdad to save money, the friend offers her a job as a graphic designer at her company. The duo celebrates and promises to take it easy with the drinks. Seconds later, they're totally wasted and snorting who knows what, and Emily is doing push-ups on the street. The next day, Emily visits the address and finds a shady business. People are making fake IDs, preparing for something big. Youcef, the leader, tells them that they can make money, but it will be illegal. Some people leave, Emily included, but Youcef offers a credit card and a driver's license. He assures her that it's safe, and that she must enter a store, buy what they ask, and get her cash. Emily agrees. Wrong move, Em. Insert Tyra Banks, "We're rooting for you" meme. She heads to the store and puts on a hat. Professional camouflage. Emily gets a giant flat screen and anxiously pays with her card. Shockingly, it works. On her way out, the security guard asks if she will pay for that, but he means the hat. She delivers the TV to Youcef, and he pays her and gives her a cell phone. He offers her a bigger gig for $2,000 tomorrow. He says he wants her to kill someone. Psych, he's kidding. Nothing like having a funny criminal for a boss. The next day, Emily and Javier deliver food to the offices, but the elevator is out of service, so they must carry all the bags up dozens of floors. Emily ditches her catering job and meets up with Youcef and co. She collapses, winded out. I blame all that snorting. She spills some of the food and gets side-eyed by the staff. Javier is worried about being fired, but Emily leaves him and takes a call from her friend, who says she couldn't get her an interview. Disappointed, she cleans the bags in the toilet and throws Youcef's phone, but then rummages through the trash and picks it up when she gets a message. I guess when life gives you lemons. He hands her an unlimited card and warns her to leave 8 minutes after the purchase because the bank will call and tell the vendor it's fake. Emily goes in and purchases a very expensive BMW while looking guilty as hell. The owners are very suspicious of her, but they lead her to the car after paying. Before she could actually drive off, the owner got a call stating the problem with her card. They get into a scuffle, but she manages to drive away. He chases her until a truck blocks the road. Emily pepper sprays the man and delivers the car to Youcef. She's bleeding and furious. She asks for her money and leaves. Noticing something is wrong, Youcef follows and finds her in the middle of a panic attack, so he helps her relax and then drives her home. He tends to her nose and is impressed by her art. They talk about their goals. Emily, an aspiring artist, hopes to explore South America once her loans are paid off, but Youcef intends to use the earnings from the fraud ring to buy a rental property. I can't believe these two are hitting it off. The next day, her catering boss makes her work extra to make up for the missing hours. She visits Youcef, and he teaches her how to make fake credit cards. He gives her a credit card making machine and a taser for safety. He offers her a few legit credit card numbers and warns her to refrain from selling stolen products at her house or scam the same shop within the next 7 days. He says he'll teach her even more if she can make more than $5,000 in a week. Best third date ever. Emily swiftly returns home to tinker with the machine and make a career change. She completes her first scam and then sells a massive TV in the parking lot after standing her ground with an intimidating buyer. In the next few days, she scams some more and sells it all to the big dude. Later, she promises to dog sit Liz's puppy while she's in Portugal. Emily hits her first scamming milestone. I bet her mom is proud. She visits Youcef, who rewards her with even more significant accounts to use, but her cousin, Khalil, has no idea about Emily's involvement in new work, which creates tension. In the evening, Emily gets lured by a buyer who follows her home and attacks her. He threatens her with a box cutter as his girlfriend robs the place. They take all her hard work scamming money and the dog too. When they leave, Emily chases after them and tases the driver. She threatens them by reading their addresses aloud and then retrieves her stuff. This is not the same girl from the beginning of the movie. When Liz returns, she throws a huge party and invites Emily, who brings Youcef as her +1. Since they don't know anyone, Youcef asks if she wants him to pretend to be her boyfriend. Emily agrees, so he puts his arm around her. Bro, 200 IQ move. Liz says the advertising agency is recruiting again and offers Em an interview with her boss, Alice. Emily and Youcef celebrate by making out and spending the night together. The next day, Youcef shows her a house he's renovating. They have lunch as Emily teaches him Spanish. He encourages her to chase her dreams of traveling to Mexico and pursuing her art. At a dinner with Youcef's family, she meets his mom, has drinks, and makes a great impression. The mother is under the belief that her son is a businessman. Everything is chirpy until Khalil arrives and shows them footage posted online of Emily scamming the same store twice a week. He says the police are alerted, and if Emily drives her car with real license plates, she could be caught and possibly lead the cops to the fraud ring. Khalil insults Emily and Youcef. He calls him a wimp, but uses a more insulting word. The tension is diffused when the mom returns with food. Later, Emily dresses formally as she visits Liz's office, but can't help but feel overwhelmed by their work. After that, she picks up Youcef and finds him injured and bloody. Youcef and Khalil had a falling out. He cuts him out of the fraud ring and refuses to pay him anymore. He plans to hit the storage units tomorrow and empty Khalil's bank accounts. He offers Emily a chance to flee with him and all the riches, claiming Khalil will blame her for this. Youcef offers her a cut and promises to pay all her debt. Emily is anxious and can't make up her mind. A while later, she visits the agency for her interview and gets shocked when the boss offers her an unpaid internship. When Em asks for a paid position, the boss calls her spoiled. Emily curses the boss, reminiscent of the first scene, and proceeds to storm out. It seems she has few choices left. She meets up with Youcef and agrees to his offer. The couple hits the offices and calls a truck to help them snatch some goods. Sadly, Khalil beat them to it. He's emptied the offices, taken all the cash, and even robbed their joint account. I guess you can't scam a scammer that easily. Youcef lashes out, blaming Emily for what's happened. He's lost everything he's worked for in the past 2 years. Emily says Khalil would have scammed him with her mishap or without it. She says Youcef allowed Khalil to take advantage of him for too long. He should have fought back earlier. Emily wants to retaliate. She wants them to head over to Khalil and get everything back. She says people like Khalil take and take until you stand up. Since Khalil thinks Youcef is a pushover, now is the opportunity to strike. Youcef smiles at her vigor and calls her a bad influence. The couple prepares to scam the scammer who stole their money. That's a mouthful. Emily picks up bands and a box cutter from work and then drives to Khalil's house with Youcef. She reveals that her assault charges were due to an abusive boyfriend who called the cops on her when she fought back. She tricks Khalil's henchman into catering, then tases him, steals his phone, and locks him up in the trunk. The couple lures the other bodyguards out by feigning an accident. With the house empty, they sneak up into Khalil's bedroom, only to find it empty with the shower running. Khalil sneak attacks Youcef and knocks him out. Emily tries to tase him, but he disarms her and takes her down. He chokes her on the floor, and she's about to pass out. Emily's tenacity kicks in, so she pulls the box cutter from her pocket and stabs Khalil multiple times. She goes on top and threatens to cut his throat if he doesn't give her the money. Khalil calls her bluff and says he'll bleed to death if she doesn't help him. Emily knows she's being manipulated, so she pushes the cutter down his throat, forcing him to reveal that the cash is in the fridge. She finds a hefty bag and steals it. She then helps Youcef up and throws Khalil the phone, asking him to call an ambulance. As they escape, Youcef starts bleeding from his wounds. She places him in the car, but can't find the keys. He begs for a doctor, but she's unable to help him. Youcef passes out, and upon hearing the sirens closing in, Emily takes the cash and abandons him with tears in her eyes. She says she's sorry, then bolts through the streets. She wipes blood from her face, then takes a lonely bus ride back home. Sometime later, the LAPD storm Emily's apartment, but can't find her. Our girl is already in Latin America somewhere. She's enjoying the weather, working on her art, and taking midnight swims. She even recites Youcef's speech in Spanish, and proceeds to recruit scammers, offering them $200 for a simple dummy shopping gig. Thanks for watching Recap Heaven. Subscribe and like the video, and we'll teach you a thing or two about how to swindle your friends and retire early. See ya.